eating healthy on a regular basis costs a lot of money, but research actually shows that the healthiest diet patterns cost only about $1.50 more per day than the least healthy diet habit. So we hope that you will buy in. I need to buy in as well. Trudy is here to show us that in action by making a budget-friendly meal that, of course, is healthy, but using pantry staples, which is what we need to be relying on a little bit more in our lives, especially if you want to save some money on food. You're going to make mung bean and coconut curry. I'm already smelling it, and it's incredible. I'm wondering, working with beans and lentils, is that a good way to budget your meals?
Oh, absolutely, Tracy. I always have beans and lentils in my pantry at all times to whip up really quick and easy healthy meals. Yeah. And that's important because the cost of meat has jumped by 5 to 7%. So it's really important that we have these more affordable sources of protein on hand, like beans and lentils and chickpeas, to throw together more affordable meals. Yeah. But the best part, Tracy, is that these actually have a lot of fiber in them as well. And a lot of people are actually deficient in fiber. So it's really important to make sure that we're adding in those high fiber foods.
Yes, I'm sure Marilyn Smith is somewhere in the studio saying, hallelujah! She's the queen of fiber, and she wants us all eating a ton of fiber. Yeah. Mung beans are something that I have never cooked at home. I'm sure I've eaten them, but I haven't cooked them, so I'm glad we're dealing with them today. And this is what they look like. You're seeing them right now, and this is after they've been soaked.
Yes.
And this is the mung bean before you soak them. And you say you can use them either way, right?
Yeah, you can use them either way. I like to soak them because that helps to speed up the cooking time.
Yes.
That also helps you to digest them more easily as well. Okay. But yeah, you're right, Tracy. Like, we always stick to the same sort of beans, like black beans or kidney beans. Why not mix it up a little bit, make it an adventure, and try something different like mung beans?
I love it. Okay, so let's start this curry. How do we start?
All right, so the first thing we're going to do, Tracy, is pop in some coconut oil.
You're a big fan, huh?
I love coconut oil. You know what? It's just such a perfect pantry staple.
Yeah.
And actually, I only have about maybe 2 different types of oils in my pantry at all times. One is coconut oil, and the other one is olive oil.
Yes.
But coconut oil, you can use it in your smoothie.
Lotion.
I use it to remove my makeup, like my lipstick, right? You can pop it in your smoothie. I like adding it into my coffee. I actually like using it in baking. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll take out the butter, and then I'll just throw in some coconut oil instead. You won't even know the difference.
Love that.
Yeah.
So we got our oil in.
Yeah, we got the oil in. And the next thing we want to do is we want to add in some onions, okay? So we want to get that nice and hot. Now, onions are also another key staple as well that you want to have around at all times because they're just such a great base for so many different dishes and add so much flavor.
They smell good. They taste good. I'm all about the onions. The more the merrier.
So we want to cook these onions in there. We want to cook them until they get nice and soft and translucent. I'm also going to pop in some garlic as well. Throw that in there like that. Okay.
Nice.
And then some ginger. Yeah, Tracy, why don't you help me out and pop in a few spices.
You got it. So what am I putting in now?
All right, so now you got some coriander.
Nice.
I love these warm spices, Tracy. Yeah, you got some cumin in there.
Yeah.
Right? Put a little paprika, turmeric.
Oh, I need more
we can add the salt
in
in later.
I need more turmeric in my life. It's so good for you.
Yeah, such a great anti-inflammatory spice. And, you know, spices are also another key staple you want to have in your pantry. And you could even just get them in the dollar store, Tracy. You don't have to be fancy. Just grab them there.
And just make sure they're not sitting there for 20 years. If they were the same spices you moved in with into your house, apparently you're supposed to replace them or get rid of them by now.
Yeah, and I also find like when they go, not go bad, but when they start to go stale, they just don't smell anymore.
That's
Have you ever noticed that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we just want to cook these, like I said, until it gets nice and translucent and those onions get soft. And then next we want to pop in the mung beans. So
okay, are we using all of them?
Yeah, we're going to throw them all in there.
The coconut oil nearly like had this thing slipping right out. Okay, so right in there. How long did you soak them for?
I soaked them overnight. So you can either soak them like maybe 8 hours or overnight. If you want to do a quick soak, you can actually put them in a bowl of like boiling water for like half an hour. And that's a really good quick soak.
Speed it up.
Yeah, if you're short on time.
Nice.
But I love mung beans, Tracy, because they actually have like a little bit of like a sweet and kind of like an earthy flavor as well.
Okay.
So if you're somebody who's maybe kind of not all the way on board with beans, I think mung beans would actually be a pretty good place to start.
See, you're looking at me because you know that that's me. Like, I know my husband and my kids are so into beans, and me not so much. Like, I have to actually be intentional about including them into recipes, and they're such a good budget-friendly way to eat, and as you say, full of fiber.
Yeah, absolutely. And did you also know, Tracy, that the areas of the world where people live the longest, they actually have beans at the cornerstone of their diet. So these areas of the world are called blue zones.
Yes.
Fun fact, my grandmother is actually from one of those blue zones, and she lived to 101.
Oh, Granny, yes. That bodes very well for you too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that means really good genes. What blue zone is she from?
She's from Loma Linda, California. So she's not from there specifically, but she did follow the diet principles of people living in that area, which is a lot of plant-based foods.
Absolutely. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
So you just threw in some tomatoes.
Threw in some tomatoes. Diced tomatoes is another pantry staple as well. You know, put them in those soups, some stews, make a breakfast shakshuka, like what I whipped up before on the show. But I always have these in my pantry at all times to throw together. Easy, quick meals.
Nice. Okay, so we see that you got a little bit of liquid in there as well, and I know that you're also going to be throwing in a few things at the end to give it that creaminess.
Yes. So once we're going to bring this to a boil, then we're going to reduce it to a simmer, and then we're going to add in the coconut milk and then some spinach.
Okay.
But I already have one here ready to go. I've added in the coconut milk.
Serve it up.
I'm just going to pop in the spinach, throw a little bit in there like that. And we just want to stir this until the spinach gets nice and wilted. And then you just want to serve that over some brown rice.
Beautiful. And you put the spinach in at the very end because it's going to wilt in seconds,
It's going to wilt. We don't want to kill the spinach, right? It's already dead. So next we just want to serve this up and enjoy it.
Okay, so I'm not the only, well, I want to try the mung bean because I don't have a lot of them in my diet, but I'm also going to get Shona up here. Well, Shona, you come up here to try some with me. Because you haven't been in studio in forever with me, so, like, you know, I want to treat you to a little meal I'm
inviting me back into your home?
That's right. You come in and have some of my mung bean and coconut curry.
I'm with you that I have never cooked with I've never cooked with mung beans either.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that.
I love all things beans. So are you trying
for you? Oh, I'm going to have some too. You go ahead.
You're the host. I'm
going to ask Trudy as we go. Just talk to me a little bit about how you shop, because that's what we're trying to do today. We're trying to save some cash.
Tracy, it is a sport for me, let me tell you. Do you like it? Seal of approval here?
She's stomped.
I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to apologize for interrupting what you were about to say. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, and you know what? This would be amazing leftover, too, I bet you.
Oh, yeah. It gets better and better as the days go by. But in terms of how I save money, Tracy, what I do is I rely on apps for this, so grocery shopping apps. So I look at my pantry to see what I have there first, and then I look at the grocery shopping apps, and then I just build my list based on what's on sale.
I love that.
The other thing I do, price matching. Let's say you're in the grocery store, you see cauliflower and it's $7. Who's paying $7 for cauliflower, right? You look it up in your app, you see it's on sale for $4 at another grocery store. If you show that app to the merchant at the grocery store that you're at, in most cases, they will actually price match for you. So you don't got to burn gas running to another grocery store just to save $3.
Trudy, thank you so much. Amazing recipe. Shona and I say absolutely. The recipe's up at cityline.tv. We're going to break. Our pantry special continues after this.